Linus Torvalds just told the anti-AI contributors to Kernel or just walk away. This is coming from the same man who just last year called AI 90% hype. So what's changed? Hi, my name is Prince Yauna and welcome to the Everything DevOps Weekly Roundup. In this video, we're going to go over the Linus Torvalds story. Then we're going to touch on three other key stories. One, a $15 bill that grew to $14,000. Two, AI agents installing malware that hallucinated into existence overnight. And three, the AI race that's quietly moving somewhere that no one is actually looking at. So stay tuned. If you're watching this video, you should know who Linus Torvalds is. But for those who don't know, Linus Torvalds is the person who made the Linux kernel and also the Git version control system. Currently, he serves as a top maintainer for the Linux kernel, and then he made a statement that's seemingly shocking coming from his already original stance last year. He said that all of those who are not supporting the AI movement should just fork the kernel or walk away. Now, what happened? Last year, he made a statement which went along the lines that AI was just hype, so his stance was really just to ignore it.
Your thoughts on that? And one of the hottest topic these days is Gen AI. How do you look at it? And if of course you focus on everything on the mailing list, so it's not even about embracing some of those technologies. But what are your thoughts on some of these modern technologies that are happening these days?
Just be specific.
Let's say Gen AI, for example.
Yeah, and that was what I was assuming you were aiming for.
I think AI is really interesting, and I think it is going to change the world. And at the same time, I hate the hype cycle so much that I really don't want to go there. So my approach to AI right now is I will basically ignore it because I think the whole tech industry around AI is in a very bad position.
And it's 90% marketing and 10% reality.
But coming into this year, he changed that stance and then reinforced that anyone who says that AI isn't useful just hasn't used it, because basically AI is just a tool, and if you're watching the video, that should be very obvious. Now, coming from somebody like him, that's very powerful, because right now in open source it's very popular and it's something to know that maintainers cry about very bad PRs and a lot of people making very horrible issues just because they want to make contributions. However, he stated that the issue is not with AI, but rather anybody who complains that AI isn't doing anything effective should point and look back at themselves. That's very powerful because it shifts narrative from AI down to the people who are actually supposed to be responsible for the output that AI gives us, because it's generally just a tool. He went on to reinforce and say that the last thing you want to do is dig your head in the sand and act like you can't hear what's happening around you. Nobody's being forced to use AI right now with contributing. However, he's just blatantly going to ignore anybody who says they are not using it right now, because obviously they haven't tried out the tool, because AI is actually very powerful. However, like we're going to see in the next story, we're going to find out why those tools still need a little more guardrails. Have you heard of typo spotting before? Typo spotting is a process whereby bad actors can create popular domain names, but in very cunning ways, whereby when you see them you do not know, and they lie in wait for anybody who doesn't know that it's a bad domain name to click on it, and by interacting with it you're in danger. There's a new term that just like that, and it's called HalluSquatting. And what does HalluSquatting mean? HalluSquatting was a term that was devised by some researchers in Tel Aviv University in Israel, whereby they put together that because of the hallucinating ability of AI and the now autonomy that developers give them to be able to do a whole lot of things without little to no intervention, AI can, when carrying out a task, hallucinate, and then these bad actors create these skills dependencies that all mimic or look like the original and wait for AI to hallucinate. And when it does, gets into the developer system. That's actually very scary. So my tip for you is, if your agents are using dependencies, make sure that there is a verification loop. Okay? Have you ever gotten an AWS bill at a very odd hour, probably at night, and then it was outrageous? Now imagine the look on the face of this 3-person agency when they got a bill that was $14,000, when their normal monthly rate was ranging from $10 to $15. And what happened? There was an attack, and these attackers extracted static access keys from an EC2 instance. Now, what did they do with those keys? They burned through Claude model invocations on Amazon Bedrock. Funny thing is, this is not the first attack of this kind. There have been several attacks of this sort where agents or a leaked credential can burn through thousands of dollars. And the reason is because AWS budget alerts come a day later, so they are not exactly at the moment. So my advice for you is, do not just depend on AWS budgets alone. Set very strict limits and short-lived credentials. Finally, for a few weeks this summer, something was happening. Anthropic released Fable 5 and then it was banned by the US government. While that back and forth was going, what do you think developers were doing? They were still building, however, but not with the models that you think they were. There was a 41% spike of downloads for open source models, and Anthropic just landed at number 7 on that list. That means developers were building with tools like Xiaomi, Minimax, DeepSeek, and all that. That's to tell you that most of the work you might end up doing might not come from the popular big names we know like OpenAI and Anthropic, right? These open source models are actually cooking. That's about it for today on the Everything DevOps Weekly Roundup. However, this was just a short version. We have an extended version of our newsletter, and that one comes with job opportunities and events happening all around the world. So you don't want to miss it. Check the link in the description for this video to see the link to the newsletter. Also, thank you so much for watching to the end. Please click here to watch other videos and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!